What's going on, people? So, first off, before I go getting into this, I was looking through some things just to I don't remember why I was looking, but realized that I didn't do a 2022, top 10 thing or whatever. And I think that's because in 2023, when I would have done it, obviously, I was not really doing a whole lot of this. So I was wondering, like, should I go back and redo that? Well, not redo that, but should I go back and do that in general? Does anybody even care is kind of like what came to mind, because these videos don't get like a whole lot of traction because they just only matter in like the moment while they're new, kind of. It's not like something people go back to for weeks, months, whatever, like, an Air Max Plus video or something. So that's the question to the people who might be watching this and haven't skipped to the actual shoe portion. 2022, do you care to see what I bought and liked out of that bunch of crap that I bought? Right? Because I'm sure some of it was fine. I don't remember much of it at all, though, honestly. Minus those megabyte Sauconys, right? So either way, there's that. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Looking back at it, as the kids say, right? Am I using that right? I don't know. But either way, 2023, it's over. I've got all the stuff. It's all been reviewed and all that crap. So now I can look back and see, what did I feel about all this stuff? Did the things I like in the moment stand out over all the other things for real, or did I just like them while I was looking over them? So I'm going to go through these relatively quickly or whatever, or slowly. Who knows? I'm not in a rush. I got nothing going on. Well, I mean, Raw comes on, but that's not for like 2 hours, so I got some time. But either way, so I'm going to go through this stuff. But of course, like a lot of these videos where people start off with, oh, here's some runner-ups and whatnot, got some runner-ups. Well, not really a runner-up exactly, but so 2023 wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, right? Now, these things here, stuff that I didn't really care for that I picked up. I was about to say Alpha Bounce. The Actibreeze 3D, the ASICS slides here. These, it's not that they're uncomfortable or whatever, but I don't know, they're super big, kind of bulky, I mean, they are comfortable, but they're also like made kind of weird. It's like one feels a little different than the other because, they're 3D printed, so you're not always going to get the same exact experience. But I would hope that that difference in experience would be pair to pair, not like right to left. So it is what it is. I really wanted these for like a while, and it was a lot of watching the ASIC site for those to come back in stock, just to end up with a little bit of a letdown. And then we got this right here. It's a Jordan 12 box, which is kind of crazy because the Jordan 12 is one of my favorite things in the world. But like I say with like the 350s, I like those, but they're not all great, right? Some of them are actually very terrible. And this right here, forget how much crap I got to go through. This is the, what do you call this? The Cherry 12. People remember this? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you do. I did not really like them. I thought maybe I'll like them more when I see it in person and up close. No. I actually liked them less once I saw them up close. So probably should have seen that coming. But whatever, it is what it is. Not going to worry about it, because it was a big deal. I probably would have done something about it and wouldn't still have them. But you know me, I buy stuff and then it just stays here forever. That's kind of how that works. So that was the stuff that I didn't quite care for out of the year. Now, the runner-up things. Alright, so we got two of those too, right? I considered putting these in there because I did like them a lot. The Air Max 1 slide, right? University red and some kind of gray. I really like these a lot. Nice upgrade over the 90s. And they are one of my favorite slides to wear. Yeah, I think I did give these the edge over the Adelaide 22, but I don't know. I'd have to revisit them. I have a lot of slides. So either way, I like them a fair amount, sure, but I was thinking, like, are these really, like, top 10 worthy? I don't think so. Again, can't say anything bad about them. I just think that, of the other stuff, they're just not doing it. And then, same thing goes with these right here. I like these red metallic foam posite ones quite a bit. I really do. But again, I don't think I like them more than a lot of these other things, If you would have asked me in 2017 or so when these first came around, it might have been a very different conversation. But you're talking to me right now in 2024 in May, and it's like, they're good. I'm glad I got them. I'm not saying I regret them in any way. Just saying, if I was doing a top 11, yeah, I could see that. But I'm not. I'm doing a top 10, which starts right now. Kind of, sort of. Also in 2023, one thing I'll be talking about this, I'll be going over some of my favorite concerts, because that was a thing I did a lot of last year, because they were going full throttle. So that was cool. Also in 2023, I started buying these Roosevelt shirts, which are not cheap, but man, they are really cool. If you've ever seen any of those videos I've done, maybe you can agree to that, or maybe you think that they're stupid. You know, whatever your comment is, you feel free to leave it below. Now, the top 10 can begin. These are in order of how I bought them, because I cannot put anything in order of how I like them. I mean, after 2 shoes, it's kind of just like, just a bunch of crap, right? Like, do you really like 7 a lot more than 8, or is it just, at this point, you're just throwing stuff in the list? You know, that's how I feel. So, these aren't in order of how I like them, they're in order of how I bought them. And we're starting off with this right here. There's the side of the box. I'm not going to show you the side of the box. You're not going to see this. I'm not putting pictures in here. But you know this is a Huarache box, possibly. This is the Hyper Grape, I think it was. I called it purple in the video, but apparently I was wrong for that. So this is a Huarache. I do like the Huaraches. They made a whole bunch of them. I thought I was done after 2020 or 2021 when they redid a whole bunch of them and a couple new ones like the Escapes and such. Maybe the Escape was old. I don't know. But I thought that was good. I thought I was out of the whole Huarache thing for a while. Then these came along and Kyle Martin told me that they were on Seinfeld, the Subway episode. Well then, I'm getting them. Right, that was my thought. I was like, because I'm a big Seinfeld guy. As a matter of fact, in 2023, I started rewatching the whole series. 1 episode a week, every Sunday evening. So there is that. Also, since Kyle Martin was kind enough to let me know about those, how are you doing if you're watching this? As a thank you, I sent him a nice little gift card to use on the Nike page, and he bought the Big Bubble Air Max 1 86 OG in royal blue, women's release. Number 2, we got this right here. This is the Fila Rocco's Modern Life thing. Remember that? There were 3 shoes that came out with that. I bought 2 of them. One of them is this one right here. The other one is not pictured because it's not very good. And the third was not bought because it just did not seem right for me. But this one, I had some questions about it because it kind of had a weird look, but I do like them. I haven't really worn them out or anything at all. I've worn them in the video and I liked them then. But I really like Rocco's Modern Life. It's one of my favorite things as far as like childhood memories and stuff goes. And I was told in recent months that if I liked this, I should have liked SpongeBob SquarePants, because some of the people who wrote the SpongeBob thing. Didn't know that. Never seen an episode in my whole life. Crazy, right? But either way, so yeah, Rocco's Modern Life. It's not the Original Fitness. The Reno is what they called this one. So I like it a fair amount, right? Just because there's a little of a childhood attachment to it, and they're just kind of cool looking. So as you go through and you watch this list or whatever, if you've never been around here to this channel, you know, and you're still here, you're probably going to be a little underwhelmed by this list, because I get like a lot of like shoe YouTube people kind of have like a different view of things, and like what stands out to them over the years is a little different from what stands out to me. So if that's the case and you're not liking it, I get it, right? You can leave. It's fine. I don't care. But if you do stick around, if you got nothing else to do, well, this should probably give you a pretty good idea of what to think of this channel, what to really expect. And if it's not for you, then you can always hit that little don't recommend this channel option, which I always suggest because I'm not for everybody, and I'm well aware of that. But I don't know if people know that that's an option. So either way, moving back to what we're talking about here, for those still with me, this right here, the Asics Gel Kayano 29, and was it some kind of amber or something or other? Sheetrock and amber. Never would have guessed sheetrock. I mean, what am I, Fred Flintstone or something? Either way, so this right here, a lot of people probably wouldn't, like I was just saying, probably wouldn't put this in like the top 10s or whatever. And I get it. But for me, this was like the last good looking Kayano, right? Because I don't know where they're going to go with the 31, but I don't like where they went with the 30. I'll say that. They fit great. They felt great. I wore these to Comic-Con last year, San Diego Comic-Con. 4 days of running around in these. Well, not really running, but walking briskly, I'll say that. Put a lot of miles on these in very few days, and they held up as I expected. So I was like really happy about that, you know. So for that reason, they do get a little bit of a thumbs up, and they got that extra nudge into being in the top 10. And it's just a cool color, at least to me, right? So there's that. I am a big fan of like comfort and functionality and stuff, right? Which again, that's why I don't really look so much into what was popular or, what was sought after. None of that stuff means anything to me. I just like what works for me, right? Here's a 350 box. You know what's in here? Yeah, that's right. A pair of 350s. Let's see which one, though. Did you guess the carbon beluga? Well, then that means you probably have watched a number of my videos in the past. This right here, I thought was going to be the last of the 350s. A lot of people probably did. And then it wasn't. And then the one after that also was not. And the one after that, not that one either. Yeah, they said the last one for a while. That was just like, what is this, a Ric Flair retirement, I used that joke before, now that I say that out loud. But that's the first thing that comes to mind when something just won't go away. Either way, so this right here, right? I like these a whole heck of a lot. I like the Supply 350 style of the 350s. They have some 3M, which I'm a big fan of. This orange is like really cool, kind of peeking through in different spots and whatnot. So this was the last 350 I remember actually wanting. I've bought a lot of them, maybe all of them for the most part, minus the reflectives because I'm not into it. But this one I really wanted, and I hadn't really wanted a 350 since the Dazzling Blues. Because even though I go for all of them, a lot of it is just to see like, oh, I wonder if I'll get this one too, right? I've got so many other ones, why stop now, right? So I don't always want them. It's just like, it's like a little game, a little expensive, overpriced game that I play against myself. And honestly, I don't know if I'm winning or losing. Let's keep this thing moving. Another Jordan 12 here. First one in the top 10, obviously, though. This is the Taker 12, the Judgment Day 12, the Field Purple 12. Depending on who you talk to, one of those three is what they're going to call these. But I like these a fair amount. So nice, I bought them twice, right? There's another pair that's not here, but it's over at Mom's house, or at least will be really soon. I'll wear them whenever I'm down there or something like that. So I wasn't going to do that until I saw this pair in store, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to pick up this pair, and I'm going to keep the pair that I have on the way from like Nike.com. This one came from Foot Locker, possibly Champs. Not Foot Action, unfortunately. It's gone by the wayside. But yeah, I really like these a whole lot. I did a little video about them and all that good stuff, right? They hung out on the Nike apps and websites for a long, long time. So, which was good because people had like an opportunity to buy them after thinking about them, which is always a plus. And a lot of people were able to get them for some really good deals. Because shoes are expensive, man. I mean, even though I like those, like, it's hard to recommend some things all the time because the price point is kind of crazy. But that was one that I was like, hey man, if these stick around on sale, definitely like consider pulling the trigger. This one right here, another 350, right? Now this wasn't released from last year, but it was a purchase from last year. It is the Sulfur, and I originally almost had these. I was about this close, maybe this close. But USAA was all like, hey dude, they're trying to get you, this website. Well, I don't know what this Yeezy Supply is, but they're trying to steal your money. And I'm like, no dude, like, I want them to have this money so I can have this thing. Noticed that too late, missed out on the shoe, but in the end I still got it, and for the same price. Well, more or less. I got these from the StockX, right? I put in a bid of $220, somebody accepted it. Because I've said a million times, I do not believe in going over the retail price for shoes. And I stand by that, right? I know some people don't mind it, and that's cool, I get it, I honestly do. Because like that rule for me does not exist when it comes to shoes. I mean, when it comes to action figures. But otherwise, oh no. This one, Adidas, Spider-Man 2, got a lot of stuff going on, the symbiote situation, right? So, this one of the cool things about this purchase for me is like it has like a little story to it that is kind of unrelated, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So the day these came out, right, I was online, I was going to buy something else for my brother, but when I went to the Nike page that they were sold out, and then I was like, okay, whatever. But then I was just looking around and I saw these had just come out, and I was like, oh, well, that could be something to do. I'll give it some thought, right? Because I was here and I was like working on something. I was trying to get this thing together to run through and delete certain files if the files weren't right. It's a thing for work, right? So I got that all typed up and working and stuff. And I'm like, oh, cool, fantastic. As a reward, I'm going to buy those Spider-Man shoes. Bought them. Moments later, they were sold out. I was like, oh, well, hopefully I got through. And I did. And then when I got them, I was like, man, these are like really nice. I do like these a fair amount, right? So it worked out pretty well for me. And it's one of those things where on top of just liking something, when I see these, it reminds me of something else, and therefore it's got some sort of extra little attachment to it, which is a thing that kind of matters to me. Last three. Vans box, right? You don't see a lot of those around here because most of them are kind of like god-awful on the comfort. But these right here are actually no different. This is the, I should pull out both of these because that would make more sense. If you haven't seen the video, this will save you the time. Because it's one of those things where it's best to see them both, you know? So let's get that closed down right there. Hello Rockview Vans, right? From Less Than Jake. It doesn't say, there it is on the back. Less Than Jake shoes, right? So they only made like, God, what was it, like 100 and something of these? I don't remember the exact number. But they didn't make a whole lot of them. And that was kind of fine with me because I still got through on the pair that I needed, which is this one right here. So you got that designed after the album. They were here in town a month or two ago, sometime in March. Went to the whole Hello Rockview tour, played the album from front to back. All the songs, no skips, which was cool. Not everybody does that. Some people skip their way through those album tours. So that was a good time. Did the meet and greet beforehand. Got to see the little acoustic set. And as an added bonus, I was even recognized for having gone to past shows. Dude, hey, I remember you. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's very weird to me. That's what I thought, but I just kind of went with it. Oh yeah, this one. The Beavis and Butthead. Show you the top piece before I go getting into them. Once again, this is kind of one of those ones where it might make sense to show you both. So get this stuff all... Some of these boxes have a lot of paper. Have you noticed that? Those Cherry 12s were like this. You have to go through all this work to get to them, and then it's not even completely worth it. At least not in that case. In this case, totally worth it. So these right here, the Beavis and Butthead Puma Suedes. Got a little pizza thing over here and all that stuff, right? Got the TP over there, you know, this is the Beavis pair, it's like the blue, and then, you know, the Butthead for the red. Yeah, these are some pretty alright shoes, right? Remember that? Like the writing on the bottom and stuff. I like these a fair amount, and I didn't really realize how awesome they were going to be until I got them. Because it's one of those things where sometimes you're buying stuff because it seems like it could be kind of cool or whatever, sure. But then when you actually get it and you're looking at it, you're like, man, they put a lot of effort into something that I would imagine wouldn't have happened normally, right? Because it's just Beavis and Butthead. And doesn't seem like a thing people are really like talking about or whatever. But sure enough, this worked out pretty well for them. Because I saw a lot of people liking them and all that. I put up the video. A lot of people watched it. Almost lost these laces and stuff, but whatever, I'll fix that later. Let's keep on moving. Last, definitely not least, if anything, this might be the number one, right? So, these, I don't think I've even, you know, outside of the Hirachis, the ones I started with, because I wore those today, have I worn any of these? I think I've only worn the 350s, so we got a lot of stuff to get through. Oh, and the 12s too. This right here, these, I wanted these back in 2019. It didn't happen because I was just kind of not paying attention and waiting on a sale or whatever. But sometimes you wait too long and then all the sales dry up because there's an abundance of pairs and people trying to get rid of them. And then all of a sudden there are no pairs and people are like, I can be a little stingy now. So I ended up getting these, I think for like $140. Could have got them like way under that if I'd done this like forever ago. But this is the Lady Liberty Ultra Boost 2.0, right? You can tell by the little design on the front there. Because the 1 through 4, they all had different stitching patterns, so it is what it is. You'll see it all on a lot of the DNA pairs. But yeah, I saw these. I wanted them. I don't know why I waited so long, but recently I was like, you know what? I need to put the word out that I want these, which is basically making a bid. And it took a while. On StockX, like your bids will expire, so I re-put it up there or whatever, at least like a half dozen times, and each one lasts for 60 days, so it was up there for a bit before someone finally just gave in and said, you know what, fine, here. So glad with how this turned out, and they got that 3M stuff going on. Very cool, very cool. I don't know that this is my favorite pair of the bunch overall. It could be, but these Beavis and Buttheads, those are quite likely number one, to be honest. If it's not those, it's these. So if you were curious about that, there's the answer. So there we go. I think that's everything. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. Again, if you want to see a 2022 version of this whole nonsense, let me know and I'll consider it, right? So there's that. Later, people.